Well, now for the first of our Olympic category finals, the final of the women's single scull.
Good start, and with these fast conditions, I would think that the scullers here are really going to take on the race with Karsten. This is these fast conditions are the only way that these scullers are going to take on and beat this legend in rowing, and Napkova will know that, and she'll want to compete early on, David.
Well, we're going to find out whether Karsten can prevail here, but just as a point, she's been so dominant. She won all 3 World Cup regattas. She comes here as the holder of the FISA yellow bib for the season. Is she the greatest women's single sculler you've ever seen, Martin?
Yeah, I think that's certainly a great question. To me, she's not. I think there's a question mark over her career. That silver medal in Athens, where Karsten-khodotovitch basically took her apart, and yeah, she is so big, but I just guess again with someone like Napkova who's smaller, I mean, are they better because they're smaller? I think the jury's still out. Certainly her medal tally, though, demands her to be in contention as one of the greatest.
So already placing her authority on this race. Interesting, though, you talked about Katrin Ruchau-Stomporowski. I mean, I don't think we're going to see her coming back to competitive action, but Napkova, of course, who's had extended her family, she may well come back next season, and that would be exciting.
Yeah, it would be exciting. She's the world record holder, and she's somebody who can take on and beat Karsten, as I think can Napkova. And I guess, well, the reason with Karsten is so good, she's kind of got a complete package because she sculls quite technically well. She's got out quickly, and so she's dominating the race. And normally you'd think, well, somebody of her standard, well, they're going to come through in the middle 1,000 metres, but she's laid down a challenge. She's got such flexibility in her tactics.
And she leads comfortably through the first quarter, and that was a 1:43.58 for the first 500 metres. And just look at the focus.
Yeah, I love to watch this sculler when she races, because out of anyone in the whole of the world of rowing, she is the person who just keeps her eyes on what the stern of the boat and just focuses on what she can do. And no matter what the opposition's doing, no matter where she is in the race, she hardly ever looks out.
Something that maybe Sophie Balmarie could learn from her, because if she has a weak spot, it is in the area of concentration, or it appears to be, has been in the World Cup regattas. You catch her at crucial times looking around when you'd rather see her focusing on the job. But at the moment, lane 2, Sophie Balmarie from Toulouse in France, who was 4th last year, is in 3rd place behind Napkova, who's 2nd, and you can just see Frida Svensson, the bow number 5 there of the Swede, also very much in contention for a medal.
Yeah, I would have said these 4 are going to be the medalists in this event, but I guess the French woman Balmarie is going to be very pleased with her position so far. She's in contention to hang on and challenge for a medal, but Napkova, this is the key part of the race. This is where this race is going to be won and lost. Can Napkova get her bows up level with Karsten? Can she put Karsten under pressure? Because if she can do it in this second 500, then she's got a chance to really extend that pressure through in the last 1,000.
It's so interesting watching Napkova, former 1,500-metre runner, and a very good one at that. But you just look at her frame and stature compared to Karsten. There's such a differential, and that amount of power must make a difference.
Yeah, it does make a huge difference. And the thing about Karsten is she's got power, but she makes it count too. I think, you know, she's got a great technique, and, you know, she uses her power really effectively. We've seen really powerful athletes not get out at the start, perhaps their techniques let them down, but she can get out fast, she can sprint to the finish. She's got great flexibility, and I think someone like Napkova, who is a fantastic athlete, is coming up against Karsten's flexibility in applying her power.
Well, the Atlanta Olympic champion, the Sydney Olympic champion, only by a whisker from Napkova. I always thought that was really tough on Napkova. 20 minutes they took to give the result to Karsten. I always felt that should have been a gold medal each.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I think the Bulgarians demanded to see the photo finish in the end, but I'm just looking at Karsten there, who's extended her lead over Napkova, and I guess we may have seen the crucial moment of the race coming up to 1,000 metres. For me, this race is now about who is going to win the silver, who is going to win the bronze. Can we see Balmarie come through? Can we see her get some self-belief, keep some focus in that last part of the race, which quite frankly has led her down really this season?
Yeah, there is Balmarie, but Frida Svensson, you can see not far behind. You can't actually see her, but you will if the camera just widened out. But Balmarie, there's no doubt she has the ability. One would think, coming on from the success in Henley, where she was better than Marit van Eupen, of course a much lighter single sculler, but that should have given her confidence.
Yeah, I wonder whether match racing suits her, you know, one-on-one, as opposed to where she's really focusing on different scullers. I mean, she's now thinking, well, I'm not going to win gold, I'm not going to win silver. She's had a look. I'm in rough water here. There's a little tipple that she had there. See, another one there. And so she's, through her mind, is going to be thinking, what about the Swede over there? And I think this is where the self-doubt comes in.
Well, it's at the moment Karsten-khodotovitch heading for a 4th World Championship medal. Napkova looking at the moment as if silver medal is the best that she can hope for. Whoops, and even Karsten finding the conditions difficult.
Yeah, and absolutely, and this is why it's so difficult to actually come back in the last 500 metres. The only way you can do it is if you're in a position and you just throw caution to the wind and you kind of lose your fear of the rough water. The scullers that fear the rough water and try and be cautious, they're the ones that are going to be caught out. But that cushion, that safety margin, I mean, she's extending that even now, and I have to say this is a complete class act and a real demonstration in power sculling from Karsten.
So Katerina Karsten-khodotovitch, based these days with her husband and family in Potsdam in Germany, looking as if she's about to add to her 97, 99 and 2005 world titles. But on the near side, Frida Svensson has come with a huge burst of speed, and Sophie Balmarie, almost separated from the Swede by the width of the regatta course, has been completely blown away.
Yeah, she's been blown away because she was so worried about the water. She was so worried about whether she's going to get a medal. And Frida Svensson just thought, well, I'm there, I'm going for this challenge. She doesn't care about the rough water, she's just ploughing away through it, and if she hits the water, she's just going to carry on.
Well, what an improvement this would be, Martin. Remember, she was 8th in the final in Gifu last year, the Swede. She's already improved all the way through this season. She was 4th in Lucerne, and she's on her way, I think, to a medal. Balmarie trying to counter-attack, but this is Karsten's 4th World Championship here, and a really richly deserved one. Another great day at the office, as she puts it, and Napkova, well, she's going to have to go and think again, find out if she can find another tactic. But Svensson, well, that's a victory in its own right for her, and she gets the first medal for Sweden in the women's single sculls, I think since Maria Brandon was in Tampere in 95 or something.
Looking at that, the distance between the first Karsten and the third, 7 seconds. It's more in women's sculls than you'll see in the men's.
Well, I think Karsten will have found that surprisingly easy. Too much pace for Napkova.